ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Welcome back to the next session for Accounts for All, that is part 4G. I told you before I start my lesson, as far as possible, again, I'm pestering that one in every class. Try to learn some quote on accounting. There are so many persons, they have written different quotes. Every quote has got some meaning in accounting. So today I have given one quote: accounting is the language of business. Accounting is the language of business. Why it is called a language? Everybody should understand. Without language, you cannot communicate anything. To communicate anything, there should be a language. So here also, throughout the world, there must be one language. That is accounting language. That is why accounting is the language of business. In business, that we do what actually trade, that is buying and selling, making profit, whatever it is, that is accountable. That is accountable. For that sake, the person has given accounting is the language of business. This is the quote, wonderful quote, that as usual we will start our lesson. Before I start our lesson, it's very simple, and you all know, if you have not subscribed yourself, kindly subscribe and share among your friend circle. Thank you. We'll start the lesson today. Hitherto, we have learnt about the English method or British method of classifying the account. We have come to the fag end, that is, the other method is American method. The funniest thing is, the old books, it says two classification. One is traditional method, the other one is modern method. The traditional method is called as, what do you mean by the English or British system? The modern method is called as American system. So that is very important. Hitherto we have studied traditional method. So traditional method will have that strong foundation. We have learnt the golden rules and everything. The same golden rules are the other way. It is there in modern system. That modern system is called as American method, which has been classified account. Their account into personal account and impersonal account. And again impersonal account into what actually? Real account and nominal account. But now we are writing account in a different format of American method, which is called as asset account, liability account, capital account, revenue account, expenditure account, withdrawal account. Under these transactions only we have to do the whole debit and credit, whatever that we have to classify, only with this. Then how it will be? Say, asset account, always we have already dealt what you call asset. We know liability, then you have to pay somebody due, it is liability. And capital, without capital you cannot do any business, capital account. Then revenue, here where I have to, so when you say revenue, there are two things under that. Revenue is called as income, right? When we talk about revenue, capital, which is called as two important things of revenue. One is the usual revenue, the other one is casual revenue. That means usual means regular, recurring. The other one is what actually the casual, that means once in a way. But both they are called as what actually? Revenue account. Then expenditure, again there are two types of expenditure. One is usual, the other one is casual. Usual, which happens regularly, whereas casual, which happens irregularly or once in a way. Then withdrawal, this is what you call the opposite of what actually your capital, that we have already, that is called as drawing, withdrawal. See here, I would like to explain that is two important concepts. One is revenue expenditure and capital expenditure, revenue income and capital income. That try to understand that small thing, revenue capital, revenue expenditure, capital expenditure. You should remember it with some examples. Revenue, recurring expenses. What is recurring expenses? Rent you have to pay, petrol expenses you have to pay regularly, right? Then sundry expenses. When you say these are all things which is called as revenue expenditures. What is capital expenditure? Casual. You will buy what you call plant. It is capital expenditure. You will buy building. It is capital expenditure. Capital expenditure. See, this is where you have to understand the expenditure, revenue expenditure and capital expenditure. In the similar fashion, in revenue account also you have two things. You have two things. What is that? Even in revenue account also you have, that is income. You have what you call revenue income and capital income. Revenue income and capital income. Assuming that every month I am getting interest, revenue income. Against my deposit I am getting, which is called as regular. Assuming that I am getting every month my salary is what you call revenue income. Salary, revenue income. But what is capital income? Capital income is different. Assuming that I am going to get lottery. I am going to get lottery. Lottery we are not going to get regularly. We will get it only once in a way. Once you get it once in a way, it is called as what actually? Capital. So, likewise, you must be able to differentiate between revenue and capital. This is very, very important for the whole accountancy, what you call journey. Because you must be able to differentiate those capital expenditure, revenue income and capital income. That's why before I go for the next step, I explained you those concepts. And all other concepts you have already dealt. Now, the most important concept is rules for debit and credit under modern system or American system. For all these things, we have rules. There we have golden rules, which is called as personal account, real account and nominal account. Here also the rules are there. Those rules we are writing. I have made it what you call classification, serial number, types of account, then account to be debited and account to be credited. What happens, whether it increases or decreases, how it will be. Number one, asset account. When its asset account comes, account to be debited is asset increases. That means when you purchase account, it is very simple, what actually increases. Assuming that if it is credited, asset is decreased, that means you have sold the asset. So that is very important. That is called as increase or decrease. That means asset, when you buy the asset, which increases, then when you sell the asset, which what actually decreases. In the similar fashion, liabilities, it is just opposite. When you debit liabilities, that means when I pay my liabilities, my amount will be reduced. That means my paying amount is what actually reduced. That means decrease. Whereas if I take some more loan, then my increase, what happens actually, liability, what happens actually, increases. Then go for the capital account. The same thing, capital accounts. That means if you debit capital account, that means it is decreased. It is what actually decreased. On the other way, when you say that one, it is called as, when you think on the other way, it what actually credited means, which is increases. This you will understand. Don't worry about scratching your head. This you understand when I write the transaction, say that which one debit, which one credit, why it should be decreased, why it should be increased. It is as good as your traditional account only or traditional method only, or here we interpret in a different way. So capital, what actually account to be debited means it has decreased, account to be credited means what actually increased. Then revenue account. Revenue account debit means it is expenditure. That means it will be what actually decreased. Whereas on the other account to be credited means it is what actually increased. That is revenue decrease as what actually revenue increases. Here debit means what actually expenses debited means that actually decreases. Revenue increases, the profit what actually increases. There also it is like that. Then now here it is expenditure. Expenditure increases. Debit means expenditure increases. Whereas expenditure decreases means what actually? Credit. Very simple. But you don't apply directly your American system, apply with your traditional account, then it becomes easy. Then next one is withdrawal account. Withdrawal means it is drawings. When you say drawings, it is called as what actually? Increase. Debit means what actually? Increases. Whereas debit, the withdrawal credit means what actually which? Decreases. So it is very simple, same debit and credit which happens, but the thing is you will come to know exactly when it becomes practical. When it becomes practical. When I take transactions, it becomes easy for you all. Right? How it will be done? Let us see. I said we will do according to the modern method and see the example through transactions. Correct. But I have one simple thing that I would like to get you how to classify the general accounts. Then we will get into what actually the transactions. Where I have already explained you that is under modern accounting, that is asset account, liability account, capital account, revenue account, expenditure account, withdrawal account. But, and I have also given the rules for the debit and credit as per the modern account. But I have given you few examples how to classify, that is easy classification of account under modern method or American method. Then once we understand, then we'll go for transactions. That is, I have given you a few examples. Building, it is asset account. You should not get confused. Under traditional method, we used to say that building means real account. Now here we are saying that building is asset. We are going to have classification only on this basis, That is asset, liability, capital, revenue, expenditure, withdrawal. So for that, just I have given you the example. It is very easy. Wages, it is expenses. Then cash, it is asset. Then purchases, expenses. Then sales, it is revenue. Then debtors, you may get confused what is debtors. For that I have given you amount due from Mr. A. Amount due from Mr. A. That means I have to receive the amount from Mr. A. Anything that I have to receive from anybody is called as debtors in accountancy, because I have sold the goods on credit basis. That we will try to understand later on. For that we need not worry here. Just say that either debtors or you say that amount due from Mr. A is asset. Then creditors, it is liability. That is amount due to Mr. B. Amount due to Mr. B. That means here you can just imagine whatever that I have written, it comes under only these classifications only. There we classify real, personal, nominal. Here we are going to classify asset, liability, capital, revenue, expenditure and withdrawal. It is drawings. Once again it is called as drawings. Withdrawal means it is drawings. Now we will go one step ahead. That is how we should do with the transactions, how it should be classified. Now we will understand all those concepts with the help of transactions, because simply when I say that increase, decrease, you will never understand, because modern accounting is like that. Everybody thinks very easy, but it is complicated. But when you understand English accounting, then it becomes easy, modern accounting or American accounting. I have given now 8 transactions. We will understand very easily with the examples. I will make it the examples to transactions, particulars, accounts involved, nature of account, debit, credit, reason. The arrow marks, which says that if I say arrow mark is going up, increase, arrow mark is coming down, it is decrease, so that you will understand what it is. Now Mr. A started business with rupees 50,000. There are two accounts are involved. One is capital, the other one is cash. Cash is asset, capital is liability. Cash is asset, capital is liability. 50,000, 50,000. Cash is coming into the business, that is increase. Liability of the business has increased. Liability of the business has increased. That means he has to pay back the amount. So that is how we should understand. I hope you remember I have given the accounts of various accounts: asset, liability, capital, revenue, expenditure, withdrawal. The same thing that I have classified here. The first transaction, Mr. A started with business like this. Then the second transaction, purchased goods for cash. In the bracket, in everywhere I have written goods bracket, within the bracket I have purchases. Why? Straight away if I write purchases, you may get confused. For that sake, in both English transactions as well as American transaction, I am writing wherever goods within bracket to understand. I have written purchases, then cash. So it is expenditure, then asset. Goods or purchase is expenditure, then it is as cash is asset. 10,000, 10,000. Very simple. When you get goods, then what actually which increases. That means your goods will increase. Then your cash is going out, it will decrease. It will decrease. Then the third transaction, sold goods for cash. Sold goods for cash. So cash and goods within bracket I have written sales. Later stage you are not supposed to use goods, you have to use only purchases and sales. When we go for the next step, that is next chapter, there you have to write only sales or purchases only. You are not supposed to write. In the beginning stage we are allowed and we can. So goods and cash. Cash is asset, goods, sales is revenue. So very simple, 15,000, 15,000. Very simple. Here it is said that cash is asset we are getting, that is increase, and revenue we are getting, which is also what actually increase. Then next, purchase goods from X. Purchase goods from X. So goods, purchases and X. Goods, expenses, then liability. That is X is a personal account, is liability. 5,000, 5,000. Once again in the similar fashion, increases and increases. Then sold goods to B for rupees 6,000. There are two persons. One is B, the other one is goods. Asset and revenue. That is once again 6,000, 6,000. Asset, sold goods, asset, increase, increase. Then next, it is purchased furniture for rupees 6,000. Furniture and cash. Furniture and cash. Asset, asset, 4,000, 4,000. One furniture is coming in, that is 4,000 asset. The other one cash is going out, it is decrease. Then next, purchased plant for rupees 10,000. Plant and cash, both asset and asset. 10,000, 10,000. That means 10,000 increase, 10,000 decrease. Paid wages rupees 400. It is very simple. There are two accounts, wages and cash. It is expense and asset. 400, 400. Wages is going out, it is increase, then it is what actually decrease. So you should understand how you should do. You just go back to what actually the classification of account and rules of the modern system. Then you will try to recollect and apply that one. Say in case of English method, golden rule will be written, nominal account, personal account, real account, immediately will say debit and credit. But here you have to think of increase and decrease very carefully, very carefully. Straight away you cannot do things unless you are very perfect with what actually the English based system. Then American system becomes very easy. If you feel it, it is little bit tough or difficult, will think that I will take one more extra class in the coming days. Then I will make one solution for that, how to make comparison of that, then it becomes easy. I hope that doesn't need, but still we'll think of if I get any suggestions from anybody, then we will make that one comparison statement, then we will do some extra class for that. Not in this, but extra class that I will do and do it. So with this, now we have learned one is the traditional method, the other one is what actually the modern method or American system. So next class it will be journal, then how to do journal entries for these transactions. When we come to journal, whether it is British or American system is one and the same. So these are the ways that what we have. Now we have learnt both the ways. So we will meet in the next class. Thank you.